Hello, Aloha. This is our third Prompt Me. This is our third week of the Prompt Me project, and I'm super nervous about this video. And I've already recorded it once, and I had to scrap that and do it again, because I was too self-conscious about the first one, and it was really long, and it just didn't feel like the others have felt. So this one, and you have to excuse me because the first time I recorded it, I had the prompt open on my computer, and obviously I shut it while I was making the last video, so now I need to go and find it again. And because I was looking for like a really deep and meaningful prompt, because I felt like yours last week was really deep and meaningful, and loads came from it. I was like, I've got to find something that's equally deep and meaningful, and it's got to come from a really prestigious source. And I thought, you know what, I can't look right now. And I just kind of said, listen, it'll just come to me. I'll find it, and I won't be looking for it. So I settled down. I had a chocolate bar. I watched Elementary because it was Tuesday. That's what I do on a Tuesday. And here we go. And Elementary is about Sherlock Holmes, and he's a heroin addict. He's a recovering heroin addict in New York, and it's really good. You should watch it. It's super good, and it's a brilliant portrayal of recovery on TV, which I really like. And he said this thing, and I went, "Oh, I need to do that for Prompt Me," and I sent it to you, and you were like, "Yeah, let's do that for Prompt Me." So here we are. I feel I have thrived here, not because of who I am, but because of who I have come to know. Isn't that lovely? That you can thrive in a place because of the people. And that I think it's basically saying, for me, that prompt is saying that we can make our own. We have an impact on our experience, but other people have a very deep impact on our experience. Deep impact, that's a film. This is what it's like in my head all the time. That's a film. I'm going to do my best not to reshoot this just because I made a weird joke about deep impact. And then I did a really weird face afterwards. So originally, like in the last video, I talked really specifically about two people, and I'm going to mention those two people really specifically because they're awesome. But I felt like I spent like 2 minutes in the video trying to justify why it was only two people that I talked about. So I thought I'd talk a bit more generally about my friends and what they've done for me, particularly in the last 12 months. The last 12 months is when I've become really, really aware of the importance of friends. Because and it's that word thrive, isn't it? It's that word thrive. It's that difference between surviving and thriving. And I think really in my entire life up until maybe last year, I survived. I put one foot in front of the other. And I mean, until I was 20, I made a bit of a mess of things. And then I stopped making a mess of things as much. And then, but it took me until 2012 to really for things to really slot into place. And for me to understand the power of needing people, and the power of having people around, and the power of having friends. And the impact that just one person can have in your whole life is truly remarkable to me. So this is really hard for me because I'm not usually, if I'm on my own with someone, I'm really lovey-dovey and, oh my God, I love you, you're the best, and you're my best friend, and then as soon as it comes to kind of admitting I have a heart on YouTube, that's quite hard for me. I like people to think I'm cold and indifferent. And what really changed everything for me was one of my best friends in the entire world, Gemma. And the irony is, she probably doesn't even remember this conversation, but she said that sometimes I could be a bit cold. And that was so far away from my perception of myself. I thought I was mushy and soppy and too much emotion, and messy with emotion. And because I had that belief about myself, what I'd done is I'd squished all my emotion down into a little tiny box and kept it and not let anybody in. And so instead of coming across as what I thought was mushy and soppy and messy and annoying, I came across as removed from people and cold and separate, and I didn't really understand things like love. And I certainly didn't understand, and I still struggle to some extent with romantic love. I didn't really understand friendly love, I didn't really understand. I definitely didn't understand unconditional love, because I never felt good enough for it. And I think what's happened for me in the last 12 months, the last 12 to 18 months, is that I have come to a place in my life where I'm starting to understand these things. I'm starting to see the power of, I want to sing the power of love so badly. But I won't, because you've all been really nice to me and I shouldn't punish you like that. Because it would be really bad. But just imagine someone singing the power of love. So how was that happened to me in the past 12 to 18 months? Well, a really good way to find out how much your friends love you and to see how much your friends love you, and not that I would recommend it, but a really good way to find that out is to go absolutely bonkers. Go really absolutely bonkers, really sad, worried, frightened bonkers. And I was really depressed, really, and I had a depressive episode. And and I don't want to say whether it was really bad or really not bad. And it was a depressive episode. It was bad for me, and I did have quite severe anxiety. My anxiety was definitely kind of worse than my depression, if you like. And some of my friends, nobody kind of purposely didn't support me. I fell out of touch with a lot of people because I just couldn't speak to people. But some of my friends stepped the fuck up, and saved my life. Gemma, you know what you did, girl. Don't make me cry by telling you. Claire Campbell, and all the women who were in Claire Campbell's group with me. Yvonne, Mitch, Alison, Linda, Shona, Kim. Oh, Kim, I love you. Sue, I love you. I love all of you guys. I love all my sisters. And I'm really hoping I haven't forgotten anyone, and if I have, I'm going to be mortified, and I'm sorry. And the person one of the people I really wanted to talk about was Alex Kershaw, who is the greatest little thing in the world, the greatest human being. Because she didn't know me that well and we weren't that close. And when I was ill, she made time for me. She treated me like a human being, and she treated me like... And I know, for me, love now looks like someone sitting in my house when it's really, really messy, just loving me. And the way Alex loved me was she'd come to my house and she didn't comment on how disgustingly messy it was, because it was filthy, because I just didn't clean, because I just couldn't. And we watched crappy TV and silly YouTube videos, and we ate sweets. And that was it. And she would come fairly often and do that. And I started to love and trust someone through that. So Alex, I love you so, so much. You're awesome. And and there's loads of people who helped me during that period of my life that I haven't mentioned, and especially people who work in different services that I access. So Alison and Matt at Creative Support, Simon at Shaw Trust, Hemmer at Shaw Trust. You guys are amazing. And Reese and Claire at Shaw Trust, who got me my job. Wow, help me get me my job. I'm sure they'd shout at me if I didn't say it like that. And Terry at Shaw Trust, Terry and Simon showed me how men can be this year, and I didn't really like men before. I say I didn't really like men, I fucking hated them. And Terry and Simon have showed me that men who aren't related to me can be good men, which I needed to learn. And Billy and Chase get credit for that too. Mandy Riley, just for all them days sat in your house playing with Oscar and having a ciggy and having somewhere I could be myself. Thank you very much. And finally, the person I really wanted to talk about in this video is Alex Dale. Oh yeah, who is my lovely new work friend, who I'm terrifically fond of at the moment. And she, the kindness and generosity of this girl astounds me. And I'm still like, she's one of them people who's so cool that you can't quite believe they like you. And that's really nice, because I know she does, and I know that I'm cool enough to be liked, and that's really amazing. That's like that's full on growth for me. And this girl picks me up from my house every morning and drives me to work and takes me home again every night, all in exchange for a can of Monster and someone to sing Eminem with, which is, cheap at twice the price, really. My hair's just gone all janky. And I wanted to sort of just like, and I asked Alex's permission to talk about it in this video, because I didn't want her to think I was being all weird and intense and stalkery. But no, like, she's aside from being the reason I haven't been fired for being late every day, Alex, mornings are really bad for me because of my depression and anxiety. I got into a pattern of sleeping even if I didn't sleep till midday, staying in bed till midday, because I just couldn't face mornings. So that's been like 12 months of that. So it's been really difficult. And what's amazing is that I walk down the street to Alex's car and I'm going, it's 8:05, I hate my life. And I get in Alex's car and she puts Eminem on, and she says whatever hilarious thing is on her mind. And and we drive to work with the music cranked up, and by the time I get to work I've totally forgotten that I hate mornings, and that's a miracle to me. So I just really wanted to say thank you to Alex, and that I'm thriving at work because of her. And just, and she's consistent, and she's got a big smiley face every day, and I love seeing it, and it's really great. So yeah, so that's my little video, and it's way longer than usual, I think, but that's okay, because I had loads of people to thank. And what I'll do is I'll write a little list of people in the description box, credits style, and if I miss anyone off, please someone tell me before they notice. And if I do miss you off, it's not on purpose. It's because it's not because you didn't make an impact or that I don't appreciate your impact. It's because I have the worst memory in the world. But yeah, I love. This isn't the video that I wanted to make. I feel like this isn't as funny or profound or as deep or as meaningful as the video I wanted to make. I feel like there's a massive gulf between what I wanted to do and what I've done. But this is the second time I've tried it now. So maybe I just need to accept that this is the video that's going to be made, and this is the video that's going to be published. Well, that sucks a bit. But I'm going to put this out there, because I know that's what you'd do, Aloha, or I think that's what you do. And the last few months, it's been amazing connecting with you and getting to know you more. I don't think there's anyone else in the world that I'd make really emotionally revealing YouTube videos for. So I love you, and I love everyone I've mentioned, and I love loads of people that I haven't mentioned, and I love everyone who watches. So big love to everyone, and big cuddles, and I will see you next week.